95% are going to die.
Yeah.
95% are going to die. Yeah. There's also entertainment in watching companies die too.
Breaking news if you hold crypto. The SEC has officially sued Terraform Labs and CEO Do Kwon for misleading investors on the Terra Luna stablecoin. And it was the collapse of Terra Luna last year, the depegging, that started this cascading effect of crypto companies. Terra Luna led to 3AC, led to Celsius, led to Voyager, led to FTX. And now the SEC has officially filed charges against the company. And Do Kwon, who you may remember,
the failure of UST is equivalent to the failure of crypto itself.
So today, what is the SEC charging against Do Kwon? The SEC alleged that Terraform and Kwon misled investors on a number of issues, including who is using Terra USD for payments, and called both the yield-bearing Anchor Protocol and the Luna token crypto asset securities. The SEC is charging them with fraud, selling unregistered securities, selling unregistered security-based swaps, and other related claims. In a direct quote from the SEC, they say, Terraform and Kwon also misled investors about one of the most important aspects of Terraform's offering, the stability of UST, the algorithmic stablecoin purportedly pegged to the US dollar. And this next allegation in the lawsuit, to me, was really disturbing. This is the setup, then I'll get to the direct quote. The complaint alleged that Kwon and Terraform worked with a US trading firm, which was not named, to restore UST's peg after it fell nearly 10 cents in May 2021. After the trading firm bought amounts of UST token, it received Luna tokens from Terraform. So essentially what the SEC is saying is, to initially restore the peg of UST, this unnamed US trading firm received Luna tokens to be able to buy that peg back up. And it was artificially propped up, not by the algorithm, but by the centralized company. In a direct quote, almost immediately upon UST's recovery in May 2021, both Terraform and Kwon began to make materially misleading statements about how UST's peg to the dollar was restored. Specifically, Terraform and Kwon emphasized the purported effectiveness of the algorithm underlying UST in maintaining UST's peg to the dollar, misleadingly omitting the true cause of UST's repeg, the deliberate intervention by the US trading firm to restore the peg. So Do Kwon was lying to the public almost immediately is the allegation, and in a press release from SEC Director of Enforcement, he says, the project was neither decentralized nor financed. It was simply a fraud propped up by a so-called algorithmic stablecoin, the price of which was controlled by the defendants, not any code. Now, NBA legend Paul Pierce has also been charged by the SEC, as well as Charlie Munger, issuing a brand new statement on Bitcoin.
I think the people that oppose my position are idiots.
But to finish up, another disturbing reality that came out of this SEC lawsuit. The SEC complaint against Terraform Labs and Do Kwon alleges that both Luna and UST are securities. In a novel theory, the SEC not only characterized UST as an investment contract, but as a security because it could be exchanged for a security, Luna. Under this theory, nearly anything can be a security. So because you could exchange UST, the quote-unquote stablecoin, for a security of Luna, both are a security in the SEC's allegations. I guess if the only tool you have is a hammer, you tend to see every problem as a nail. But the SEC did not stop there. The SEC charges NBA legend Paul Pierce for touting EthereumMax cryptocurrency. And for context, here was one of his promotional tweets. He still has it up. ESPN, I don't need you. I got EthereumMax. I made more money with this crypto in the past month than I did with y'all in a year. Truth shall set you free. My own boss, EthereumMax.org. Check it out for yourself. Of course, no disclosures of payment, and the SEC took note. The SEC charges allege Pierce didn't disclose a payment of more than $244,000 of EMAX. And in a direct quote from SEC Chair Gary Gensler, this case is yet another reminder to celebrities. The law requires you to disclose to the public from whom and how much you're getting paid to promote investments in securities, and you can't lie to investors when you tout a security. And I agree with Gary. These are the basic minimums that Paul Pierce didn't do. The order also alleges Pierce tweeted misleading statements related to EMAX, including tweeting a screenshot of an account showing large holdings and profits without disclosing that his own personal holdings were much lower. So showing the public that he made a lot of money when in reality, those are just fake screenshots. And after all this, the case has been settled. Without admitting or denying the SEC's findings, Pierce has agreed to pay a $1.1 million penalty and approximately $240,000 in disgorgement and prejudgment interest. Pierce also agreed not to promote any crypto asset securities for 3 years. And in comparison, Kim Kardashian got these same charges against her promotion of EthereumMax back in October, and she agreed to pay $1.2 million to settle charges with the SEC. I loved this. I absolutely found this hilarious. Charlie Munger's inability to steelman the case for Bitcoin undermines his credibility. So this is a new clip. As you know, Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, they hate Bitcoin. Charlie Munger's 99 years old. He's not the biggest tech guy in general. And even Warren Buffett admitted years ago he was late to the party on Apple, on Facebook, on tech in general, and that's just not his core competency. Well, years later, he did invest in Apple, and actually a few days ago, Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway just received a dividend check for over $200 million from Tim Cook from his investment in Apple stock. From 1976 to 2016, Berkshire owned 0 Apple stock. Now, Apple is 40% of Berkshire Hathaway's holdings, its largest. It's never too late to invest in a great company.
That leads me to this question about crypto that Benjamin writes in. He says, in 2007 at the USC Law School, Charlie said, "I'm not entitled to have an opinion on this subject unless I can state the arguments against my position better than the people who are supporting it." The question is, does this also apply to your Wall Street Journal article on banning cryptocurrencies? And if yes, would you care to share the arguments against your position?
Well, I don't think there are good arguments against my position. I think the people that oppose my position are idiots. And so I don't think there is a rational argument against my position. This is an incredible thing. Naturally, people like to run gambling casinos where other people lose. And the people who invented this crypto crapo, which is my name for it, and sometimes I call it crypto crapo, and sometimes I call it, well, crypto shit. And it's just ridiculous that anybody would buy this stuff. And it isn't. You can think of hardly nothing on earth that has done more good to the human race than currency, national currencies. They were absolutely required to turn man from a damn successful ape into modern successful humans in human civilization. Because it enabled all these convenient exchanges. So if somebody says, I'm going to create something that sort of replaces the national currency, it's like saying I'm going to replace the national air. You know, it's asinine. It isn't even slightly stupid. It's massively stupid. And of course, it's very dangerous. And of course, the governments were totally wrong to permit it. And of course, I'm not proud of my country for allowing this crap, what I call the crypto shit, it's worthless, it's no good, it's crazy, it'll do nothing but harm, it's antisocial to allow it. And the guy who made the correct decision on this is the Chinese leader. The Chinese leader took one look at crypto shit and he says, not in my China. And boom, there isn't any crypto shit in China. He's right and we're wrong. Well, and there is no good argument on the other side. I can't supply it.
So the United States should be a lot more like communist China. Charlie Munger's words. And again, Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett said very similar statements about the internet revolution 20 years ago. And now Apple is 40% of Berkshire Hathaway's holdings, its largest. This is an ongoing story. Make sure you click subscribe. You do not want to miss a daily video. And by the way, for those of you in the Los Angeles area, my brother and I are speakers at Outer Edge LA. Awesome conference. William Shatner will be there. My brother and I will be moderating a panel. Use code ALTCOINDAILYVIP for 10% off your ticket. Link down below.